Is it then, the final sprint? Welcome back to F2 here in ARL. We are here for round 8 here for the Russian Grand Prix. Absolutely delighted to be back once again for this one. It's been a very humid week and I'm really feeling the heat and tension for this race, especially as Pluto and Expilo are both tied on 199 points in this championship, which inevitably will go down to the very last sprint race at Bahrain in just 2 weeks' time. 3 rounds to go then, and obviously delighted to be here. Sochi Autodrome is the venue, 18 corners around this track, known for its 90-degree corners, and it's often quite lackluster racing, but with this field, 18 of which participate, this could be cracking. I'm just going to say that. 18 drivers is an absolute pleasure, and we're very grateful that so many people showed up. F2 remaining very popular with only a month until the new game's release. It is Expilo that snatches pole by the barest of margins. It may have not looked like it throughout that whole lap, but 4 points to his name. Just about half a tenth in it between Expilo and FRA LMG, with Pluto a further 4 tenths back, just pipping Chungus to third place there. Then comes Matty, Bennett, Gogglesaw and Graham. Communist in ninth is his home race. F1 driver in 10th, making his first F2 start. Rundle just outside the top 10 in 11th. Raptor's done well there in 12th. Then Deluxe, Aranok on CJ, and not a very satisfying quali for Fruity and FH, with Thrasher about 5 seconds off the pole sitter. Feature race coming up, of course. A traditional F2 format from 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. There's a feature race and sprint race. Here we go then. Formation lap. About to go green. The sun is shining. Over Sochi. And that's very unlike what we just had in the one-shot qualifying conditions. Let's have a look at the strategy then, before we take another peek at championship standings. Top 3 have opted for the super soft tyres, with Chungus going for the mediums. Matty, Mumu, Bennett and Golgosaur have all gone for the super softs, and again, a difference there with Graham going for the mediums. Communist F1 driver Rundle and Raptor have gone for the super soft. FRT Deluxe has opted for the medium, and then Aaron Ocon, CJ Pants, Frutico Salam and FRT FH have... sorry, not FH. FH has got medium, and then Thrasher as well has gone for the super soft. I hope everyone's having a great day wherever you're watching this from. Most likely at home. I don't think you'd be out and about watching this, but you know, some people have in the past and like to keep in tune with things. So yeah, Expilo taking a very, very quick formation lap, a very quick tour around the circuit, and then you've got this small group of LMG, Pluto, and then comes Chungus. It's actually Matty in this small train. So yeah, bit of a staggered formation that, which is quite unusual. Let's have a quick look then at the standings before we get to lights out. So yeah, as I was saying, Pluto and the Carlin, 199 points. However, with the 4 points that Expilo just took for pole, he's up to 203 points. So he now has a 4-point championship lead just by getting pole position. Matty Mumu in third place, 50 points behind Pluto in third. Then comes LMG, 4 points behind Matty. So yeah, battle for third on, and certainly a battle for the championship. If anyone has any predictions, get them in the chat now. I'll be very happy to read them. But here we go then. The grid is forming up. 6 races to go across 3 rounds and 3 weeks. Chungus has just typed a prediction in the chat. I mean, you're about to get ready for the lights out here at Sochi as they rev it up now and get ready to start the race. We are underway for the feature race at Russia with a good getaway from Expilo, but, oh no, it's not at all. It's LMG that goes straight into the lead of the race, and Pluto in the slipstream. Oh, there's a huge crash. Oh, there's a massive crash in the background. And that's involved Matty, Bennett, maybe Raptor as well. And that surely is a safety car. Yeah. And there's going to be a few penalties because that was deployed right in the thick of turn 2. That's a huge crash and not a very nice one to look at. Yeah, I think Fruity may have been involved. I think CJ survived it. But yeah, look how far back Fruity, Raptor and Bennett are in comparison. I'll be very grateful that a safety car has been deployed because that would have basically been their races over. Not very often we have a safety car. Or big crashes like that in general. But obviously turn 1 at Russia could literally throw all of that past out the window. See some very exciting gameplay has been released over this past 24 hours about the F1 2021 game. Most of it exciting. But hopefully we'll get to run another championship when the time comes for F2. We've got the realistic championships this weekend, which are going to be hopefully great. And it all starts Saturday at 6:30 UK time. So do stay tuned to this channel. I think we'll have Square and Gogglesaw covering that one. Still subject to change, of course. And myself and Rundle will be on the Sunday race. So what more could you want? Yeah, we do have some Communist pitting. There's going to be a front wing change, so he's going to pit for some more super softs because yeah, mediums will not go to the end. Gogglesaw is coming for a new front wing, so a double stack down at HWA. So a lot more people have actually taken damage from that. They all have to go on the super softs, really. And then they can hit at the usual pit window and go a lap longer. Could benefit them. But with Pluto up into the lead of the race. The Expilo in third. That's going to be, I think, a 6-point swing back in Pluto's favour. Obviously, we've got the fastest lap, which is worth 2 points, which is going to be inevitably decided later in the race. You know, there's no way a 2 minute 7 is going to stay as the fastest lap. Want to get back to green flags? Unless every single lap is under a yellow flag, then. little bit of debate going on whether it was Bennett's fault and whether it was Matty's fault. Just between the drivers. Matty's popped into the Twitch chat just as I said that. Hello, I have died, to quote. To be honest, I only saw the aftermath. Paying attention at the front, and then all of a sudden, hell breaks loose in the background. We started the third lap of 14. Should be going in at the end of this lap. Oh, who was that? They got quite close to the wall. F1 driver, though, running in 5th. Just starting, I believe, 10th. Correct. Biggest gain was FH from 17th is up to P8. And Thrasher from last up to 10th. But you would expect that with the amount of pit stops that has been made. Running up at a point-paying position for now, though. Cheers, Sam. Appreciate it. Thanks to everyone that's popped along for the live stream. Another about 45 minutes of racing, maybe more, because this is prolonging the race a little bit, this safety car period, on the silver Mercedes-Benz, which will of course be red in about a month's time when we play the new game. There'll be green Aston Martin as well. Should get the notification from race control that we will go racing at the end of this lap. Well, I think we're just waiting on Raptor and Fruity to catch up to the pack. That's a nice line there, Raptor. Don't think I didn't see that. We should, as soon as he gets within about 10 car lengths, I'd assume they'd call it and bring in the safety car, but if not, another lap would... Oh, that's a bit crap, isn't it? Another lap. It's Raptor's fault. Didn't catch up quick enough. 4th lap under the safety car. What is going on? Ah, that is Rundle pitting. And... definitely isn't scheduled, but maybe he's taking a gamble with the extra lap that the safety car's doing. Could be going for some medium tyres. Let's have a look at what he's putting on. They are yellow wall medium tyres, so in he goes. I would offer to commentate, but I'm not sure. I mean, it'd be nice to have a point of view of that, but up to you. Like I say, a 4th lap under this safety car. Never nice, now that you bring it up as a solo commentator, to just sit here and watch 4 safety car laps. Alright, I'll invite you. Hopefully that went through. Rundle has caught up to the pack, so fingers crossed they get us racing this lap. Matty has joined the party. Very good to see. You've got your audio included, you might as well tell us what on earth happened. Oh, Deluxe has picked up a 5-second time penalty for hitting Graham. Graham will be fortunate he's not on the end of a 5-second penalty himself. CJ, Communist, all getting 5-second penalties as well. We're about to get ready to go racing then with Pluto on the gas very, very early and into turn 17. He's already picked up a nice lead there. He's waiting for the safety car to go in. Oh, that's very well timed from Pluto, and he's going to minimise the slipstream effect as LMG. Oh, Expilo! Oh my days, he's around. He has spun. The high-tech driver and the championship leader has spun around on the safety car restart, and that is not what he needs. Stating the obvious, but my oh my, that's very unlike him. It's been put on a plate here for Pluto now as he leads this race somewhat comfortably. We'll have the pressure from LMG all the time, but they know how to deal with it, especially with Expilo out the picture. Yeah, this will benefit him nicely in the championship. Speaking of the championship, Matty has been in a battle for third, and well, although out the race, you know, what happened? Because obviously people point fingers.
I don't know, to be honest. Like, I just got a normal-ish start for me, and then I had about 4 red arrows either side of me. Next thing I know, Bennett's just come across me and I'm in a wall of out, and that's the end of my race. Yeah. And now, seeing that Expilo spin has made it even worse. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, turn 1 at Russia, it's not a fantastic combination. Here we have an overtake at turn 17. Goggles got through before turn 18. The driver's going into the pits. Communist, Aaron Ocon and Thrasher. So it's for sure going to be the medium tyres going on. And any damage being repaired at the moment? Doesn't look like it. So maybe just taking that early pit stop. Remember, Communist and Aaron hit a couple of laps ago because they had damage on the opening lap. But Deluxe on Graham. The two Pramers going side by side, and Silverstone last year, both of them came together and handed the win to Yuki Tsunoda. But this is unlike real life, but here they go again. Graham squeezing through on the inside, and again bumping. Deluxe touching the wall there. Running very, very wide, and again he's going to go back up the inside of Graham, and this contact. And Deluxe is in a half. Oh, he's collected Goggle. Oh my days. Oh my god. That is so unfortunate for Gogglesaw, who was just minding his own business, trying to past the Pramer. What's happened? CJ is going slowly. Too sure what's going on with him. Oh, there's all sorts of action going on here. Expilo has fought his way back to P10 already, with Rundle overtaking Raptor for P11. Remember, Rundle pit under the safety car for some medium tyres, hoping they'd get to the end. We're starting to see the first of the pit stops now, with LMG taking the undercut on Pluto. DRS enabled for the first time. This is going to shape up a very, very exciting battle indeed. Matty, I will ask the question though, had you
Yeah.
have been able to approach the race normally, oh, Deluxe is out, is returning in pit lane, but had you been able to approach the race normally, what sort of strategy would, what sort of approach, I should say, strategy is a bit of an obvious word, but what sort of approach would you be going aggressive, taking the undercut, or trying to go long? It's the type of thing
Um,
that always interests in F2, I guess.
if there was a lap one safety car, I'd probably do what the likes of Bennett and Rundle are doing by pitting, rather than staying out and just hoping that the tyres last till the end. Because, well, that's just how I've been approaching most of my races, both in F1 and F2, let alone, yeah. But if there hadn't been a safety car, then would have just seen what everyone else is doing. I always tend to overcut in these F2 cars because, well, X-Bilo is normally ahead of me. But yeah, we always seem to go a lap later than everyone else, but that gives us fresher tyres at the end. So I don't know. It's just fine.
Yeah, indeed. More drivers pitting now, though. One of those being Pluto, who will be fighting with LMG on the pit exit. LMG took that undercut. Pluto will have the lap fresher mediums, and if behind, will be the one forcing the pressure. Here's LMG coming around the final corner. He is going to just about... It's actually going to be really tight here on the exit. If they come out wheel to wheel, which they nearly did. There's a few tenths separating them now, though, but I don't think Pluto will mind too much that deficit. Oh, he's run wide there, Pluto. Braking too late. First time around. There's temperature into the mediums. It's very important that he sticks in the DRS. There's been a great battle going on between Bennett and Fruticos Alarm, who hit...
Oh,
hit very early.
LMG was in the wall.
Oh. You are right. And he's conceded. He's conceded the net lead.
He's got damage.
And there's damage on that front wing. Oh. Well, he's not really going to be able to challenge any longer with that, because even minor damage can cause an entirely different feeling to the car. He's closing though with the DRS, but braking very, very late as well. Still trying to push the limits, but we'll see. It's certainly damage, but anyway. Bennett on the back of Fruticos Alarm as these two now run 1 and 2. DRS open for Bennett. It's a very nice slipstream he's got. Which way will he go? To the outside line. Goes Bennett for turn 2. The HWA slots in behind the Carlin. Rundle as well. 11 seconds over Pluto at this moment in time. 2 lap fresher tyres than the two in front of him. It's very, very possible that Rundle could get to the end. Maybe as a winner. We'll throw another question to you, Matty, while you're while you're still here. What's been your highlights of this F2 season? Because certainly everyone loves the wheel-to-wheel aspect and the feeling of winning races. But what's been your personal favourite?
I'd say 2 weeks ago, just the entire day of Azerbaijan. I got my first pole, first win. Everything seemed to go right that day, despite me having incidents, should we call it, in the sprint race. But yeah, that was when we got our lead over Carlin. However, as what we're watching, it's being taken apart, and even probably they now have the lead after this race. if the positions stay the same, but yeah.
Oh, Bennett's
Oh,
in. So is Fruity.
interesting.
So yeah, this is going to be for another set of super softs. Purple wall tyres on for both these guys. And that hands Rundle the definite lead of the race. And Dam's third in the team's championship on 186 points, because those have predominantly been scored by LMG, who has 145 of those and counting, because he's running third still. But a gap of 10 seconds to be closed from Pluto to Rundle. Thrasher's retired from the race in the pit lane. Comes our third DNF of this one. He's left as well.
Bennett's dropped all the way to 14th. I don't know what happened to him, because Fruity's up in 9th, so
Fruity is
something...
9th.
Changed wing damage or something? Like...
Maybe he had minor wing damage, or maybe he's done what Pluto did and just straight off the track on his first lap on the tyres, but I doubt that on the super softs. With the gap to Fruity, does seem like a wing change sort of gap.
Yeah.
And Raptor on Aaron Ocon here for P12 in this race. It's where he started, Raptor. He's quite pleased with that, actually. He's actually running on the edges of the points with Gogglesword just up the road. Communist MV is next for the Irish driver. Chungus with the fastest lap. And this is a driver I've not really spoken about in this race, because it's just seemed quite lonely. But he's got on with it. He's bolted on the super softs after starting on the mediums, and his chase is on to the back of LMG, who has dropped 2 seconds from Pluto. So various scenarios occurring up front here. Spilo up to 7th with FH lining up a potential move into turn 4. Had the grip on the super softs, but won't make it happen. Sticking close to the high tech, but see what pace advantage Expilo has. He's got F1 driver just under 2 seconds up the road, and then Graham a further 3.6. So a top 5 finish, unlikely, but still, well, with Graham on the super soft, actually, I take that back. 6th is probably going to be the highest he can finish, unless there's any mistakes, which, say, out of this top 5, LMG has been any real error, picking up wing damage while just after completing an undercut. So yeah, it's probably one of the more bizarre incidents of the season.
It's now a question of if Rundles can survive his tyres all the way to the end, because by the end of the race, his medians will have done 11 laps, and Bennett and Fruity pitted after 8, if my maths are correct. Oh, LMG's gone.
Oh, he's lost the position to Chungus. Has he got more damage? He seems to be struggling through there. No, it seems pretty as it was. But Chungus is up to a podium position. So, for starting 4th, just missing out on P3 in qualifying. And handed that place now. See what Graham can pull off as an overtake. Oh, the difference in grip. Oh, it might come soon enough. So LMG has a poor run through there with his wing damage and the considerable difference in grip. DRS open now. LMG does not have that advantage, nor the slipstream, and Graham pulls to the left hand side here. He's going to take the inside line into small left kink, which is notable for the Carlos Sainz incident in 2015. Graham runs a little bit deep, and they go now into turn 15. This is on the left, it just rises there. Oh, F1 driver Nick Spilo. This is the battle for P6. Talking about Nick Spilo goes all the way around the outside at turn 16, and he's going to hold it for the penultimate corner as well. F1 driver want to just back out there, but that was very, very fair driving, leaving enough space there for Nick Spilo. But here he goes again. F1 driver with the DRS. Could well take the position back. And he has done here on the inside though. Moves back to the racing line for the braking zone. Oh! And Fruity's got up the inside as well. So that's 2 positions lost for Expilo on the same straight. And with FRT FH as well, just behind. But still, F1 driver and Fruitico Salam were going wheel to wheel there through turn 3. Fruity pulling ahead into 6th. Was nudging that ART through this middle sector, which is not favourable for overtaking at all. Here goes Expilo then. F1 driver may have the DRS, but he doesn't have the slipstream, which is giving Expilo that top speed advantage as they come down again into the heavy braking zone. And ooh, F1 driver is loose. Switch back for Expilo. Ooh, he can get pinched there on that inside curb at turn 14, but Expilo has done the work there. Back up into P7. We are on the final lap of this Russian Grand Prix. Rundle leads by 5.3 seconds over Pluto, but will his tyres survive this final lap? 9 laps completed on them so far. Pluto has been gaining all the time, but just not enough. And I'm not blaming him, there's probably not much more pace that's possible, but he'll still be giving it everything on this final tour as Rundle's tyre could blow at any point. Aaron Ocon, of course, is the one that picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. What does this guy do? I've seen the clips. Oh my god, that just sums it all up really. These lines are something else from Aaron Ocon. There is a huge train from 10th, which is Gogglesaw, all the way down to 14th, Aaron Ocon. Goggles should be able to hang on to this 1 point as he has done so far. But Rundle though, oh Bennett, not much better. But for Rundle, it has been an absolute masterstroke in strategy for him today. As into the penultimate corner, his tyre survives, and into the final corner, his tyre survives as he takes home the win for this feature race. It's absolutely brilliant from LSJ Rundle. He wins the Russian Grand Prix feature race with Pluto in P2, taking a very large lead in the championship by this season's standards, heading into the sprint race. Chungus in 3rd place, just beating Graham, and then LMG in 5th, Fruity in 6th. And it's Expilo. FH will take reverse grid pole after a late battle with F1 driver, and Goggle does take home the final point. Oh, crash! And that's Raptor going sideways, but he does take 11th due to penalties. And CJ Pants will be our last man to cross the line.
Yeah, I was just going to note that FH and F1 driver were side by side at the start of Sector 3, and F1 driver spun FH a bit, and I think he let him by on the
Ooh.
last corner, so that was nice of him to give him reverse grip pole of all things.
Yeah, it's very significant. But yeah, nice to see a bit of
Well,
sportsmanship. I didn't quite catch it. Anyway, to you,
I should probably
good
leave.
luck. Yeah, good luck in the sprint. Last to
18th to
question mark challenge for you.
question.
18th. Get that on
Oh, well,
YouTube.
it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'll leave you to it.
Alright, see ya. That was nice of him for joining there and just getting to chat a little bit. And it's the Dams driver LSJ Rundle that takes his first victory of the season. The season may have been a little bit underwhelming, but finally he has a win to his name. I'm sure he's delighted. Results for the feature race then. 27 minutes on the clock for that one. As LSJ Rundle, confirmation there, he won from 11th on the grid, so 10 places gained. A pretty good strategy, I'd say, but his pace weren't bad either. Pluto was chasing him, but finished 4.5 seconds behind in the end. Then comes Chungus, Graham and LMG, Fruity, Expilo and FH had that ding-dong battle with F1 driver. F1 driver did actually let him through, so not sure how that one would go down, considering that I've just read that F1 driver did nothing wrong, according to FH, so it was a wet sprint race last season. This one will remain overcast for the time being. Here we go then. Everyone, of course, on the medium tyres. Fresh set for the sprint race as people take over the bollards there and forget that turn 2 is actually a corner. There's a bit of racing going on. But the top 3, quite exciting. 3 of the tier 2 championship contenders. Fruity can't be excluded from that. Very unlucky driver at times. Very quick on his day as well. In fact, he didn't manage to take a win and finished 8th in the championship, but that's league racing. Points and results don't tell the full story about a driver's actual pace, which he does have, but F2 is different, of course, and that's why FH certainly not quite there with Expilo on F2 pace. But the championship went down to the wire in Brazil. Brazil for tier 2 last season was very, very I couldn't really capture much of it because I was racing myself, but Here we go then, forming up on the grid, apologies about that, but we are ready to go for the second race of the evening. It's always a very hectic one. Here we go then, 5 red lights coming on here in Sochi for the second time. Drivers are revving, well they would be if 2 drivers didn't go straight to the front, but they're revving it up now. And we're underway for the sprint race. Watch Expilo after the start because he's got that inside line. And a very good launch indeed as he takes the lead of this sprint race. But what a start there as well from Frutico Salamas, who's already tucking in behind Expilo. Unfortunately, he's just a bit boxed in. His launch was very, very good on the outside. But can he make it stick and take second place over LMG, who shot up into what is going to be net second? Will he be able to take the lead, potentially? Oh, driver's running wide there. It always does occur, but it's relatively okay. We didn't have a huge start line crash, so nice to see people learn from the feature race, but Expilo leads, and this could be a very, very good chance for some redemption, some points redemption in this one. LMG cracked a little bit under pressure in the previous round. I say a little bit, he hit the wall and got himself damaged and threw away a podium completely. Hey, he's like Leicester, bottling a top 4, finished 5th. For anyone questions, I do support Leicester, but here we are. Down the inside goes FH on Frutico Salam. Chungus is side by side with JSE Graham, and they make contact. Graham, oh, and around. Oh, he saved it. Fair play to FH. Keeps it going. There's all sorts of mayhem going on. Pluto down to 8th, could turn into 7th as down the inside it goes of Graham into the penultimate corner. Just forces him wide a little bit there. Graham won't be too happy about that. Certainly wasn't the car's width given, and around goes FH. Spins it on the throttle. And very similar to what Expilo did on the safety car restart of the feature race. He has put it in a wall this time. It's around again. So FH really struggling at the minute. Aaron Ocon and CJ Pants, our latest side-by-side battle. This is for P16, and down the inside goes Aaron Ocon. That's a nice move, in all fairness. But CJ gets a good run and will be able to squeeze back up the inside. He has done. Oh, yeah. The 2 AI drivers starting to get overtaken now. Oh, really wide goes Aaron Ocon. CJ subsequently getting past once more. Here comes Pluto on Chungus. Chungus running a little bit deep. It's a good opportunity for Pluto if he could just set it up for the left. Overtaking opportunity potentially. He's taken it. Oh, down the inside went Pluto momentarily. Thought for a moment be a bit more aggressive than that on the brakes, but he set himself up for the right-hander at turn 16 excellently. Oh no, Chungus sweeps back around the outside. And in fact, this battle has been going on for a good few corners, and fair play to both of them. Fair play to Chungus for giving a good go there, and for Pluto for his bravery as well. Here comes Chungus again. Pluto with a DRS as well, so their straight line speed is pretty even. Coming into the braking zone, FH is out in the pit lane. Aaron Ocon has pit as well. Here comes Pluto down the inside at turn 4, similar to what Hamilton did on Vettel, I think in 2018. When it wasn't possible at turn 2. Made it stick at turn 4. Not quite though. Chungus stays ahead. Aaron Ocon has now retired in the pit lane as well. So both tridents. And Pluto's back ahead of Chungus. They're side by side into the braking zone at turn 13. And again, into turn 15. Here goes Pluto up the inside. Gogglesaw waiting in the wings for the front row seat. And this could be an excellent opportunity as Pluto gets a bad exit as a result. Oh, he just squeezes Goggle. Turns right into him. There's contact, almost resulting in Pluto to spin. But through they go, single file. I'm sorry, it wasn't the Tridents retiring. It was the Charoos guys. Oh, straight off going Graham. It's gone around to where the bollard would be. So keeps that position for now, but Rundle, he's understeering a lot there through the late stage of that corner. This is a huge train, by the way. This is very, very large. This goes all the way back to Raptor in P12, all the way up to P4, which is Chungus. So a very, very large train in F2 standards. Especially for this series and the skill gap, if you like. Here comes Pluto again on the rundown for turn 12, and Chungus staying ahead. Oh, there's been a crash. There has been a shunt somewhere in the background. I'm trying to figure out who it is. I thought it was Matty at first. There could be some wing damage to someone. Oh my god, Communist. Thought he was about to take Matty off the road. Almost does so again into the final corner. Down the inside goes Communist, but at the same time, Gogglesaw is getting ahead of Chungus. And he just swoops around the outside there, cuts him off cleanly. And oh, could Chungus come back at him? He has a little look down the inside at turn 4. Just hits that sausage curb on the inside. So it just flings his car off balance slightly. F1 driver having to defend from Matty Mumu. It's taken cut through that corner, but he's got through nonetheless. Into turn 13. Oh, wide goes Chungus. Collects Graham slightly. And that gave... It was the type of thing that happened to Gogglesaw in the feature race. It's all kicking off now. Matty, an F1 driver, side by side once again. Rundle and Graham side by side here. Oh, squeezes him there into the left-hand side wall into turn 17. And Bennett has retired in the pit lane. So it becomes the third retirement. We had 3 in the feature. Three in the sprint. Hopefully no more. Graham seems to be struggling. Can't really identify any wing damage. It might be lime coloured. Graham again running really wide, so can only assume a separate train is being formed because of Graham's wing damage. And again running really wide, so does Rundle. They both clip that wall on the right hand side. Which, if you understeer there, oh, Communist, that is going down the inside of Matty Moo. Seen him try that once or twice now. Oh, he's put it in the wall. Oh, that seems like a... I don't want to assume it too much, but... Right. Deliberate crash. Seemed like he wanted to make that happen. Oh, you can't do that. I mean, I can't put my message across to him, but if he would... Oh. If that causes a safety car, he's reset to the track. Be in deep trouble if that causes a safety car, and it has. Although it might just change this entire race. Safety car is not what you want to be causing deliberately. It's going to face a big penalty for that, I can only assume. So this is the order then. Nobody should be pitting in this scenario. Spilo leads ahead of LMG, through to Coastal Arm, Pluto and Gogglesaw in 5th. Chuggers in P6 ahead of Rundle and F1 driver. Raptor is 1.2 seconds, it'll be closer than that. He's pitting. So Raptor sacrificed a little bit of track position for some fresh super soft tyres at the end of this race. Will anyone else follow? I mean, Thrasher and Deluxe aren't in the game, so Raptor is going to drop to what is P11 here, opting for the super soft. So is Graham as well, mustn't forget, but he has that wing damage. No, he didn't actually repair any, so it's just a visual glitch. Not yet going in. Of course, we still have Raptor and Graham to catch up, so And he assumed we'll have a 2-lap sprint on lap 10 and 11. Another lap under the safety car, bringing us to that point. 2 periods of safety car from lap 1 to 4 in the feature race. And from lap 7 to 9 in this one. Let's just take the championship into consideration. Expilo. Don't know why I did that. Obviously 203 points by taking pole. Finished 7th, so 209 points. Currently leading this one with fastest lap. So an extra 17 onto 210. No, 209. So 209, 224, 226 for Expilo at the moment. And then Pluto. Safety car is in this lap, by the way. Let me just do this properly. So 226 points for Expilo. And currently 232 for Pluto. So a 6-point swing in Pluto's favour, and that is how big a feature... sorry, no. Pluto... I added the wrong points there. 225, so it's actually Expilo that leads the championship by 1 point as we start this 2-lap sprint to the end. What could possibly happen in this remaining 2 laps as the championship still remains as close as ever? Here we go then. Can LMG put the pressure on Expilo to maybe put a smile on Pluto's face come the end of this race? And he's going to be pressuring Fruity for this P3 as well, because if he overtakes the HWA driver, he will take the championship lead. And that is just how close it is as it stands at the moment. Matty ahead of Chungus. Chungus is struggling. Something has happened to Chungus. He's got damage on his right hand side, and I think that occurred at the final corner. I saw something go flying. Didn't want to comment on it too soon. It's just one big train at the moment, and Graham overtaking Raptor, who is also on the super soft tyres. So Raptor's lap hasn't gone to plan. Oh, it's my dinner. Graham around the outside of Raptor. Let's see how this battle concludes with Raptor aggressively going around the outside, and around goes F1 driver. That promotes Graham into 10th and Raptor into 11th place. The train is starting to split up slightly. So, Expilo with another fastest lap. Got an overtake. Graham on CJ Pants for P9, and up the road is Chungus, who has wing damage, so it could be a very good opportunity for Graham to snatch a point here on the final lap. Maybe it was a gamble worth taking after all. Not quite the same way for Raptor, who has picked up a time penalty as well. A 1 second lead though for Expilo. Pluto did not overtake Fruity in the end. No DRS enabled on this lap as well. This should stay as it is. But for Expilo, after a disastrous moment in the feature race, that could well have handed Pluto the championship lead after this round, it is in fact gonna be his day. He brakes now for the chicane, turn 13 and 14. 90-degree corner. Heaven is sector 3. Here's turn 15. Just watch as he approaches it. And now, the penultimate corner. LMG not able to win this one because Expilo's pace has been immense. He wins the feature race with a sprint race, sorry, with the fastest lap as well, and he takes the championship lead after all. Graham, he's bottled it. Oh no, wait, he's just doing donuts with front wing damage. I didn't realise. But yeah, Chunkus takes the final point on the podium as well. Fruity, well done to him. Pluto, Goggle, Rundle, Matty and Chungus do round off the points. And then CJ Pants, an F1 driver, just miss out. Raptor, Deluxe, Thrasher, not in the race of course, and Graham will be spinning himself across the line. Please just finish the race, I'm hungry. Please, I am starving. Not literally, but hey, thank God. What? Funny enough, that's the dinner camera. I'm so strange when I do this stuff by myself, but we'll take a quick look at the results. Here's the sprint race results. 21 minutes of racing, won by Expilo, then LMG, and Fruity. No, Fruity didn't get the first lap. That's just a visual glitch and it catches me out every single time. Pluto, Goggle, Rundle, Matty, Chungus, CJ, F4 driver, Raptor, Deluxe and Thrasher don't count. They didn't race a single minute. But yeah, 4 DNFs of Communist, Bennett, Aaron Ocon, and FH. And indeed, one final look at the feature race results as well. That is all provisional, still subject to change, of course. Can easily be paused if anyone needs it afterwards. But Rundle actually took the most points from that round. Although they don't like me showing that aspect too much, because that's all provisional, that's all nonsense. And to see the results. The countdown is over. That is the end of the stream. I hope everyone's enjoyed watching, and everyone has a very good rest of the day, and goodbye.